have the drive to be a trapper. They question my skill and my motive. They call me a Hollywood trapper. I give it my all to this game called trapping so that she can experience the challenge.
Well, it's getting late. Sun's going down, baby. Smell that. Just screams coon. The brush pile set came about.
We as trappers push ourselves to the limits.
This is my first Mississippi cat. I hate him. There's a gray fox down here. I caught this pretty little red right here. That is a monster. They're so big we gotta drag them like deer. Peyton's second beaver. This is what you experience when you go on a trapper trip.
Brand new Duke trap.
Got the FB1. I see the tail. Beautiful. Randy has got a muddy mess happening. We got one. Right exactly what I'm talking about. Right here in this dip. 1 second.
Robby, Gilbert, King, and 4-man zone. Did you happen to see that awesome?
I got something up here. Aha! 175s are definitely doing their job.
Do you have what it takes to play the game?
Three.
Follow me on my journey. This is my story. This is my time. This is Trapping Time. Trapping Time is brought to you by Dakota Line Snares at DakotaLineSnares.com. Hilltop Outdoor Supply at HilltopOutdoorSupply.com. Duke Trap Company at DukeTraps.com. Southern Snares and Supply at SouthernSnares.com. Old South Lures at OldSouthLures.com. Webster's Predator Control at ShopWebster'sPredatorControl.com. F&T Trading Post at FNTPost.com. Big Game Gut Glove at BigGameGutGlove.com. Night Owl Lures at NightOwlLures.com. Wolf Creek Products at WolfCreekProducts.net. J3 Outdoors at J3O.com. American Coon Cap at AmericanCoonCap.com. Smokey's Deer Lure at Smokey'sDeerLure.com. Funk Trap Tags at FunkTrapTags.com.
Hello folks and welcome to this week's show. This week we're going to be chasing coyotes. We're going to start in the south and we're going to end up in the north. First up the bat, yours truly, Robby Gilbert. I'm traveling with Justin Rogers. We're in Mississippi and I'm chasing some coyotes. Alright folks, we got us a nice Mississippi coyote here, and what I'm focusing on here is we've got this grass road, we got all this overgrown brush, this piece of farm equipment right here, this caught my eye. When I come down here, this was here last year, when I come down through here, it caught my eye. I thought, you know what, that's going to catch the attention of about any animal that comes through here. If you remember, I catch a lot of coyotes back home. There's a big tree that just stands out from everything else. I always figured if it catches my eye, it's going to catch a coyote's eye, and that's exactly what I did here. We've got a little, we're trapping in a state that's fairly flat, so terrain changes aren't real obvious. Well, when I come up through here, there's a little bit of a roll here where this piece of equipment is, and what I did, I made a dirt hole, standard dirt hole, but what I did, I made the hole a little bit bigger on this incline. So when these coyotes were coming down through here, it was going to catch their eye, and obviously it caught this one's eye. He is buried deep in this trap. I'm using a Duke 175 and I use a free fall pan. You're going to get a lot of people say, oh, you don't get the commitment. That coyote cannot get his foot in there any more than what's in that trap right now. But we were using some rodents revenge in this and a little Smokey's Matrix coyote, and it did the trick. So we're going to reset this. I love this spot. Of all the places I got traps set on this farm, this spot here I just had a feeling was going to hit, and it did. Awesome morning here in Mississippi. Let's get this coyote out of here. We're going to remake this set. I'm going to show you step by step what I did to put this coyote on the back of the four-wheeler. All right, we got that coyote out of here. Now we're going to take a look at our trap, make sure everything's in good working order. We're gonna come in here, we're gonna find our trap bed, because he's got it pretty well filled back in. This is my first season with the full metal jacket, and tell you what, I'm really loving it. We're gonna take and bed this trap in here. Now I had to dig my bed out a little bit more. What's nice about in a state like this, you can pull this, all this stuff back in here, and you make the bed just a little bit tighter if you want. Biggest thing is you don't want this thing to move at all. If you take your hands and go out wide, it'll blow all that little stuff in there and try to blend that set in. We're gonna pull all this, a good bit of this stuff in here and give us just a little bit of a dirt mound. And we're gonna take and just give us a little hole just for a little bit of eye appeal. Now I had Rodent's Revenge in this, so what we're gonna do, it's almost gonna be like a buried bait set now. We're gonna take a nice little chunk, just lay it right there on top. Don't worry about getting it down in. Take your glove and cover it up. Leave us a little bit of a vent hole, that way they can really smell it. Take a little bit of this Smokey's gland and throw it on there. And that's our finished set. This set here should connect again. This set has everything going for it. We have eye appeal from this piece of machinery. These fields are still brushed, a lot of brush and sage going on. Got a nice travel way. It's going to direct these coyotes right past us. Wind direction isn't going to play a big part, because no matter where this coyote comes down through here, he's going to be within 8 to 10 feet of this set. So you could even use a mild bait if you want to keep some of the non-target animals out. You can get away with a mild bait. They're still going to work the set. First coyote down in Mississippi this year, and it was a fun one.
I've been a professional trapper for over 40 years, and in that time, I've skinned literally thousands of animals. I've learned that it doesn't matter how cool a knife looks on your hip. What really matters is sharpness and reliability. And that's why I created the Weeby Wicked Sharp line of replacement blade knives. These are knives that will quickly skin your critters without skinning your wallet. Visit WeebyKnives.com to get the new Monarch folding knife with 3 replacement blades for just $19.95. Weeby Knives, Wicked Sharp.
Before you make your next trapping supply purchase, be sure to check out TrappingTimeTV.com. We have an extensive line of products, and we're adding new products all the time. If you've seen it on the show, we have it. Don't forget to check out the Trapping Time line of baits and lures. You will definitely want to try out our #1 selling Back 40 Predator bait. We also are the home of the Trapping Time Trap Bed Cookie Cutter. Make TrappingTimeTV.com your last stop.
Fur Harvesters Trading Post, Alpena, Michigan. We have all of the equipment that you need for trapping, hunting with hounds, predator calling, and fur handling supplies. We also carry a great selection of tanned fur and fur-related products. Whether you've been trapping for a lifetime or just want to get started in the field, we have everything you need to get you pointed in the right direction. Call us today and we'll send you our full-color catalog where you can get equipped for your next trip on the line. F&T Fur Harvesters Trading Post. Everything you need.
Okay, so here today, guys, I'm going to show you how to put in a flat set. Right here we got a couple of nice deer trails coming out, and this actually runs down the side of the hill and into a nice big grassy field where a lot of animals are going to mouse. This is just kind of a travel way in between your other sets. You know, where all these trails are coming out, and it's a great place to pinch animals. So that being said, we'll show you how to make this flat set. They're great in areas with a lot of traffic, a lot of people passing by that you don't want to see that dirt hole. Pretty much, unless you're looking for it, you're not going to know it's there. You dig your trap bed just like you would for a regular dirt hole. Pull your dirt off to the sides so you get that bowl shape when you do get the trap in there. Level that out nice. If you have to, add a little dirt back into it. Got that, you got a trap in there. A lot of times if you got that trap chain riding a little high on the edge of your bed, you can dig a little trench and bury that out so nothing's stepping on it on the way in. Trap's good to go, there's no wiggle in it. There's a stem off your leaf there. Get a little more dirt here in just a second. Alright, now what I like to do with this flat set is I actually like to take my dagger and just rock out a little hole right here at the top of your trap bed, so you got something that you can put that material in. That way when an animal runs by, they don't just pull it right out of the ground and keep running with it. So if you get that dug down a little bit, then however you want to place this so it works for you, you know, I mean, you can lay it down flat like that. Anything with just a little eye appeal that you can rub lure on. In this case, this wood's got a little bit of a neck, so I'm going to leave it just like this, facing out over the set. You want to flatten your trap bed out the rest of the way here. Make sure everything's all centered up. Okay, so we got that centered. You got your block of wood centered, or whatever you want to use. Corn cobs, there's a lot of different things you can use. I'd rather use a block of wood because the corn cobs, a lot of times the squirrels are going to come out of the woods and pick them up. Alright, with that being said, we're going to lure this set up and get on to the next one. See what we got here. For sets like these, I like to use either a curiosity lure or a food lure. In this case, I'm going to use some holding pattern. This is a nice curiosity lure, very mellow. You know, it's still kind of early here in the season. So, take a little bit of that. We're going to rub that right on the face of this. Take your stick and poke it in right in front of it. That's all there is to it. If you guys want to add urine to it, you can add urine. I like to do about 50-50. You know, with some sets I'm going to use urine, and the other half I'm not. It just depends on what your personal preference is on that. So, with that being said, we'll get on to the next
Closed
one.
captioning for Trapping Time is brought to you by Duke Traps, America's best trap value. From the hills of West Virginia, Smokey's Deer Lures presents the first and only real pre-orbital gland lure in the world. Applying pre-orbital gland lure to a licking branch will allow you to take a complete inventory of the bucks at your favorite hunting spot. Get yours at smokiesdeerlure.com.
For some of us, trapping season never ends. It's in our blood. It defines the very person we are. Let Southern Snares and Supply be part of your trapping world. Be sure to try out our best-selling capital punishment predator bait and our new Pure Gator Oil.
The Big Game Gut Glove is revolutionizing the way big game hunters and trappers are successful in the field. The 26-inch version fits over your elbows and protects you and your expensive hunting clothing from blood or cold water. They're made to fit your hands from extra small to extra large.
What I like about them, I can feel with them.
Existing products on the market don't give you the feel or protection you need. Wet or dry, the special non-slip grip bonds tightly to whatever you're handling. The Big Game Gut Gloves are reusable so you save money and promote going green.
Welcome back. Thanks, Brad. You know, that set there, that was pretty unique, and I'll definitely put that in my bag of tricks. All right, folks, we're still in Mississippi, and once again, I'm checking traps for Justin Rogers. He seems to be able to set them, but for some reason, he can't go out and check them. So when I go and check them, obviously there's a coyote in it, and I have to remake it. Watch how I put my little spin on Justin's remake. Well, we're in Mississippi, and I'm checking Justin Rogers' traps for him today. He's the president of his local NWTF chapter, and our banquet's tonight, so he needed the whole day to get everything ready for it. But it's a nice coyote. A lot of the coyotes we're getting into on this farm are really young, and this one here, prime example of that. What we have a railroad spur that runs parallel to this field. There's a crossover right here, and it was just screaming coyote set. These coyotes, it's easier for them to stay on these roads and get from field to field, two different types of terrain. On the other side, we've been pretty well putting hurting on the coyotes, and we even caught a cat over there. So it was just a matter of time before this side started hitting as well. But we got a good paw catch here. More than likely, he had a dirt hole set in here. We're gonna take and probably modify it to make it to a flat set, because he does have it kind of tore up a little bit. It's kind of sandy here, but this coyote's not going anywhere. So just a prime location. This is one of those locations when you come in on it, it just screams coyote. We've got this big open field here, and we've got all this thick brush here. We've got a roadway, and we've got this railroad spur that we're kind of using as a something to direct them down through here. So a lot of times, if you can use the natural habitat to your advantage, you know, you always hear about locations key. This is a prime location for a coyote. We'll get this thing dispatched, and we'll get this set remade with a little touch of Robby. All right, so we're gonna come in here. We're gonna find his trap bed and see exactly where it's at. Now it's right here. This soil down here is so sandy, so it's gonna be pretty easy to get another bed in. Now if you look, this coyote has brought all this stuff up and made a high mound. We're gonna try and break this down. We want this to be kind of level, or even at just a slight depression. We don't want that super high on it. And you can see that we're starting to get back down to the level ground. Now we're gonna save this because we're gonna use this as our backing when we remake this set. There we go. Well, that trap's pretty solid. We'll come back in here with some of the sand and pack it right around the jaws. That way this trap does not go anywhere. Now we usually use peat moss, but I think we're just gonna scrape up some of this dirt that's already here. Freedom brand sifter. We're not using pan covers because we're setting really hair triggers, so we're not going to worry about it. We're going to be pulling this line tomorrow. They're not calling for any type of precipitation or anything, so we're going to be in good shape. We're not going to have to worry about everything getting packed down in there. All right. Now we know our trap's right here, especially the center, and that's all I worry about. I worry about where the center's at. Don't care about where the levers are at. We're always aiming for center. We're gonna take this stuff that this coyote drug up for us. We're gonna mound it up. Now, as big as this field is, we're gonna be able to see this coming from a long way, a real long way. That set's pretty well done. Now we're gonna lure it up. Now I'm sure he probably used some type of Old South lure, so that's what we're gonna put back in it. Make us a hole here. We're gonna take some of his rodent's revenge. We're gonna tuck that in there. Don't worry about getting it deep. He gets in close enough to get that, he's caught. And we're gonna take a little bit of night owl red fox gland. We're gonna put right on the top, just to give us a different smell. Now we've pulled all this stuff in. And that's a remake on the Justin Rogers special. So to use those tips and about location specifically and on this remake, I guarantee it's going to help you put some coyotes in the bed of your truck. I guess he owes me one on this one. He'll get the bill. When we come back, we're headed back home to the north, Pennsylvania and Ohio, and I want to show you my poor man's double, and I finally break the ice in the state of Ohio.
Trapping products by J3 Outdoors, the most versatile and efficient trapping devices on the market.
F&T Fur Harvesters Trading Post, Alpena, Michigan. We have all of the equipment that you need for trapping, hunting with hounds, predator calling, and fur handling supplies. We also carry a great selection of tanned fur and fur-related products. Whether you've been trapping for a lifetime or just want to get started in the field, we have everything you need to get you pointed in the right direction. Call us today and we'll send you our full color catalog where you can get equipped for your next trip on the line. F&T Fur Harvesters Trading Post. Everything you need.
Deer season has just concluded and it's getting dark on me, but I'm running a decent little line. I got hit by a briar. Nasty. But looks like I got a pretty good dog up here. This little point right here, it kind of drops off. It comes out of a ridge and just kind of drops off into this big field. And when I'm bow hunting, I always hear dogs out here. And I just had a feeling it'd be a good spot to set a trap. Oh, let's get down here and check it out. Robby Gilbert, king of the poor man's double. Did you happen to see that possum right there? That's my luck. That's a good looking dog though. Now we got us a pretty nice dog right here. This is probably one of the palest eastern coyotes I've ever taken. And I tell you what, we got him hooked in there pretty good using a Duke 175. Now this was just one of those micro dirt holes that I always talk about that I use. I stuffed a little Rodent's Revenge in there and a little bit of Trapping Time Gland Lure. But we're right on this point, and they brush hog this off. It's just like a big sagey field. They brush hog it off every year. And when I'm bow hunting, I always hear coyotes. And if you think about that, when you're out deer hunting, keep your ears open. When you hear these coyotes howling, there's a good chance they'll be here late in the year. But real nice looking dog. I caught a poor man's double. We got a possum here in the other set. And just tickled to death to catch this one. We have to wait till deer season gets out of here in Pennsylvania before it really starts to get good. We've had freezing rain, we've had snow, anything that could make a trap not want to work. We've been fighting with it, and we're just using peat moss, guys. We're not getting into any kind of other antifreeze. If you maintain your traps, you can actually make it work. But we was fortunate enough to take us a really good dog here out on this point, get it out here. This is one of my farms that I like to deer hunt, so it tickles me to death to get this old dog out of here. Man, this is fun. I cut myself, and if you look, I don't know if it was a briar or what it was, but I'm bleeding like a hog. Good times. We got us a dog up here. This little road runs right into it. We had a heck of a time yesterday trying to get the truck up in here. It's so muddy. We trapped this farm a couple years ago. This was a bit of a honey hole. We just got these traps out yesterday. Heavy rain last night. We were kind of afraid what was going to happen, if we were going to catch anything. We connected right off the bat. If you come up here, you'll see it's just beautiful. This opens up into a big wide haze. The old 175 got him pinned. Now this is a really nice high dog. As you can see, we got this old farm lane that comes right up in here, and we set a trap, one on each side, because we wanted to make sure that we got them both sides. If wind direction changed, it wasn't really going to matter. We put in 2 little dirt holes, and it worked out perfect. It did exactly what we thought was going to happen. If you can narrow these coyotes in on these little pinch points right here, you're going to be in them all the time. Nice young dog. It was 63 degrees yesterday. It cooled down a little bit. It's about 43, 44 right now. And rain. It poured the rain down last night. And I'm actually surprised that he didn't tear this set up any worse. We may have caught him after the rain. But just a slam dunk set. Anytime you can find a spot like this here, you know you're going to be in the coyote. Oh, Jesus. Folks, I'm glad you joined us this week. You know, I had a lot of fun showing you what I like to do best, and that's catch coyotes. Be sure to join us next week. We got a little bit of a surprise for you, and we're going to leave you hanging, and I'll tell you what next week's episode is. And just like we always say, we're keeping the tradition alive here at Trapping Time. Now, you know, Justin Rogers and I are dear friends. You know, obviously the television show and everything kind of brought us together, and we've been on a lot of trips together. But our little close-knit group, I'll just say it, sometimes he's hard to understand. And you know, when he gets excited and he starts just going off, we kind of got a nickname. We call him the Swedish Chef. You guys all remember that Muppet, the Swedish Chef, that, you know, he was doing his cooking show there. Well, I like to think that when Justin's in the lure room and bait room making bait, he reminds me a lot of the Swedish Chef. He's going, hoona hoona moona moona hoona moona. So one of the things that Jason and I always do, when we call him up, we always go, Hoota Hoota Caster, because if Justin was telling us the ingredients for bait and lures, in our mind, that's how it would be. Hoota Hoota Caster. Folks, be sure to follow our Trapping Time Facebook page and check out our website, trappingtimetv.com, for all your Trapping Time apparel and trapping supplies.